The S.K.O.P system. Nothing on YouTube about this. A little bit of pitter-patter on the tarp. You can hear the rain.
Open air outdoors.
Let's do a camp out right here. I got my gear. I've already looked over the site. I picked out the site I want, which is right where the camera is aiming. A little bit of debris to take care of. Nothing too crazy. But it's time to get set up. The day is getting on. It took a long time for me to get here. I did not trek through the bush. You're looking at some water back there, and as some of you may have guessed, I paddled my way here. Today I'm doing a little bit more military style of camping, in the sense that I have some military gear, and I have a new piece of gear that was donated to the channel. We're going to check it out and see what it's all about, and see if we're going to utilize it as a shelter tonight. I got something here that was donated to the channel. You know who you are out there. Thank you very much. This is a piece of Canadian military, and it's called the S.K.O.P. Support Kit Overhead Protection. That's what it stands for. Now I tried to do a little bit of research on this. Yeah, it's not food, Misty. It's not food. This is a piece of Canadian military, and I tried to do some research on it, and I couldn't find really much of anything. A little bit of a mention about it in on message boards, and that's it. So essentially, there's instructions inside. We'll open it up, break it open, see what it's all about. But essentially, this is a quick shelter for somebody. And from what I found, the military is using this. It's a throwaway kind of item. You bust it open, you use it. When you're done, you trash it. And troops are using it just as a quick shelter. Anything from sheltering themselves from the elements, deploy this real quick, tie it off, and have an overhead shelter, do maintenance on a piece of broken down equipment. Then when they're done, throw it away, off they go. The S.K.O.P system. And there's nothing on YouTube about this. You're seeing this for the first time right here on Open Air Outdoors. You will not find this anywhere on YouTube. Let's see what this here has to offer. Instructions for Support Kit Overhead Protection. S.K.O.P. So it looks like what they want you to do is dig yourself a trench that you would lay in, and then this is a tarp that would drape over top of your trench. You pin it down, and then you would crawl underneath it. Alright, let's take a quick look here. So it looks like it's duct taped together. Yeah. Oh, this must be old. The tape has hardly any glue left on it. So that's another thing. Actually, the little bit of research I did, it would appear that they don't make this anymore. The troops are still using it, but what they're using is old stock. It doesn't appear like it's still being manufactured. Alright. So these are the anchors. Little, they're just aluminum plates is all they are. 1, 2, 4, 6, probably 8. Yeah, so I got 8 of these anchors. And I'm going to say there's going to be 8 of these guy line ropes. So this is essentially much like a plastic tarpaulin, basically is all it is. Take a look here. It's just a rectangular tarp, maybe 10 feet long, 5 feet wide, something like that. Well, not overly impressive. It's just a square tarp, and there's not even any grommets on the perimeter. It's not even folded up, folded over and stitched. Which goes back to what I said earlier. These things are designed that you break it open, you use it, you throw it away. I did bring my tarp as a backup in case this thing wouldn't work out. But one thing I did see about the anchors, those nice square plates, they would work out really good. I'm going to hang on to those because I think it would work out really good as anchors for a hot tent. In the winter time, when you're hot tenting and you need snow anchors, those plates would work fantastic for that. They got the hole in the middle, you can guy it out, you can jam it in the snow. Nice big paddle like that, better than a tent stake that just wants to peel out of the snow. So I'm going to keep this kit for that purpose. What do you say, Misty? Not that comfy, is it? No, didn't think so. All right, let me get myself reorganized. We're gonna set up a tarp. I gotta build a campfire pit. And what do I have for supper is a Canadian MRE, because I came out here with a little bit of military gear, and that's what we're gonna use. That right there is the wilds of Ontario. Just plain and simple. I'm setting up my tarp. I heard a bit of rustling. That was an entire family of mergansers. This is September. Those are all chicks, but they're pretty big now. It's September. They had all summer to grow. They're ready to fly south soon. That was an entire family. And then just as I film footage of the mergansers, 2 eagles are swooping down in the lake grabbing supper. Fantastic. Gotta love it. I just heard some thunder. There might be a weather system coming along. I have to hurry up here just in case the rain comes. Hopefully I'll get bypassed, but there was certainly a lot of thunder over there. I gotta get working. Come on. Come on, get in there. I know that's what you wanted. Dogs, I tell you. Let's do a walk around. 10 by 10 tarp. Although I have my ridge line, I made a ridge pole in the center. Bring it out just to give it more room. Hey, Misty, is that okay in there? I tied back the flaps. There you go, Eureka Trail 10 by 10 tarp. It's a good configuration. I don't do this very often, but it's once in a while I like to do tarp camping. But this time of year, you can't beat it. I mean, September, no bugs. I'm actually sweating here. And a quality tarp, it's rainproof. And that S.K.O.P system, turns out I'm using it after all. It's on my floor in there, so if it rains and water runs in there for whatever reason, I can't see that happening, but if it does, well, at least I'm on top of that plastic tarp in there. Next thing is to set up my bed. I got a sleeping bag, I got a military blanket, I got a puffy blanket. I'm not going to be cold. But now I'm going to make a fire pit. If the rains come, I do have a backup plan, which is I got my 1-burner Coleman stove, so if it does rain and I can't have a fire, well, I'll cook over my my Coleman stove. But the reality is, I'm out here for several days. I'm out here fishing, I'm out here hunting. I got my guns and I got my fishing gear. Everything is still in the canoe, and I got other gear. And MRE for supper, because I haven't done that in a long time. I'm going to be here for a few days. There's some more military gear. This is a Canadian bivy bag. Gore-Tex. I will use it as a ground sheet to lay on. I'll probably slip my sleep pad inside of it and then sleep on top of it. The bivy bag is really good for another thing too. When you have a dog, your sleep pads, they take a beating. Dog claws do a number on sleep pads, and a bivy bag prevents that from happening. Keep that in mind. Next time you're in a military surplus store, get a bivy bag. You hear the little pitter-patter of the rain on the tarp? Yeah, she's raining a little bit out there. But let's move on to something else, which is supper. Menu number 10. Smoked meat with mustard sauce. This was packaged in 2018. So this is a Canadian IMP. For those of you who are not familiar, it's individual meal packet is what it stands for. So this here is issued to troops, Canadian troops, and it's one ration for one person for 1 day. And that's what I'm having for supper tonight. So let's dive in and see. I'm not ready to get it ready, prepare it, because I don't have my fire. I got all my firewood out there. I got a fire pit ring built. My firewood, maybe I'll need a little bit more, but maybe not. I don't know with this rain. Like I said earlier, I do have a Coleman stove. If I have to, I'll set up the Coleman stove right at the entrance of my tarp, and I'll cook over top of that. We'll see. Time will tell. So the main right here. Smoked meat with mustard sauce. Sounds good, eh? Doesn't it? And then this is lasagna. I have a lasagna in here. What? You know what? This bag was ripped open. I might have been in here before and dug through it, because usually you get one box of your main and then you get a box of your dessert, which would be like sliced peaches or sliced apples or something like that. So I got two mains in this one. What else do I have here? I'm probably missing, bet you I'm going to be missing stuff. Oh, I got a hamburger bun, 2 Nescafes, Frank's original red hot sauce. That's awesome. I love these things. I love these hot sauce packets. And there's a 4th one. Yeah, you know what? This has been messed with. Raspberry jam. Usually there's crackers in here, and you'll often see beef jerky, mixed nuts, stuff like that, right? And then some napkins, some matches. Yeah, okay, this kit's been messed with, and I don't know if I must have been in here and I don't remember. Actually, you know what? I'll put a card at the end of this video where I do kind of a review, if you will, of a Canadian MRE, which was spaghetti and meatballs. All right, I'm gonna wait it out, and you'll find out soon enough what's gonna happen, because the next thing on the video is probably either going to be a stove getting lit or a campfire getting lit. We'll see. I'm getting hungry. Lasagna, no. Well, maybe. You know, I might double up. I'm seriously might double up. All right. Burn the evidence. That's what it looks like. For those of you who are not familiar. Take this bag and put it in a pot of boiling water. Well, I don't have a pot. I got my my Pathfinder cup. So oh wow, that smells good. Now I'm gonna put this on my hamburger bun. It should be already cut. Yeah. When I did the spaghetti and meatball thing, what I did is I took all the meatballs out of the spaghetti, because that ration came with a bun, and I made a meatball sandwich separate from my plate of spaghetti. Yeah, I'm gonna call that done. Let's give that a try. Good flavor. The bun could use a little bit of help in the freshness department. But yeah, that sauce, mustard sauce, Nothing wrong with this. Yeah, this is a good one. Okay. I finished that sandwich, and I don't know if you can tell, but it is raining. I'm sitting in the trickling rain, but I don't care right now. All right, round 2. I'm going for it. See, cooking instructions: place unopened pouch in pan of boiling water. I don't have a pan. I thought it would be broken up, but it's not. It's actually like a loaf. That's going to be tricky. You know what? I'm going to cut this in half. Looks more like a giant ravioli than a lasagna. Hot sauce. I gave it a little taste earlier, see if, to check temperature. And whatever you want to call it, lasagna, go ahead. But I think what it's lacking is the cheese to really make it taste like a lasagna. I'm thinking this hot sauce is going to be the trick. Yeah. You know what? After a long day, you don't complain, eh? Well, I'm going to shovel this down. I'm going to get a cup of water, and I'm going to have one of those S.K.O.P coffees that's in there. That'll be nice tonight. A nice hot drink after a long day trekking through the woods and paddling and all that. You won't see that in this video, but yeah, it's been a long day. I'm going to enjoy my fire from inside the tent because it is still raining. This is not my thing, but it is hitting that spot. I know, Doug, you're proud of me right now. While I get my coffee going, how about we do a little recap last night. I ended up shut everything down camera wise. The rain got harder and harder. It was actually really noisy under that tarp. It rained all night long. The fog is still lifting off the lake. But right now I need a coffee. I can't wait for that to get going. And the rain came and then the winds picked up. And the tarp shelter held up beautifully. You know what? There was the flapping was very minimal. Considering the amount of wind that I got, I was really impressed on how minimal the flapping was. Oh yeah. When you're blessed like me, you got to take care of that when you go to bed at night in these colder conditions. But I was dry and I was warm, and all I slept with was my down puffy blanket. And somewhere early morning, I have no idea what time, when the wind subsided, the rain was done and the wind subsided, I felt the temperature drop. And that's when I pulled out my sleeping bag and I unzipped it like a huge blanket, and I just supplemented that sleeping bag as a blanket on top of myself and Misty, and I was toasty warm, no problem at all. But I did have to change last night in and out of the tent and cooking over the fire, getting rained on. My sweater was wet, so I did have to change that out. But overall, it's pretty good, and I'm really pleased because it's not raining right now, and although it's all overcast, I'm hoping it's going to hold off long enough for me to get out of here. But first, let's work on that coffee, and while that water's boiling, maybe I'll give you a little shot of the lake. All right, now that I got my coffee in me, now I can get started on breakfast. Hash browns, bacon, eggs. Breakfast of kings right in the back country. But first I have to rehydrate my potatoes. So this breakfast is going to do me a lot of good. I need that energy. I have a long day ahead of me. That will come out on other videos, the fishing and hunting. But once I get this big breakfast, then I can tear down camp, get out of here, and get on with my day. Here's a little bacon secret if you didn't know. If you put your bacon in a pan cold and let the temperature get up, you'll avoid that sticky like Velcro. If you didn't know that, try it next time you're cooking bacon. Put it in a cold pan. Well, my potatoes are already hydrated. They're looking excellent. All right, I'm gonna have my breakfast. I'm just gonna tear down camp once I'm done eating this, pack up and get out of here, get on with my day. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'll catch you on the next one. Okay, Misty, go.